What's up guys, Jimmy here with another Lots of Games video, and today I'm going to be going over with you guys my top 10 games for 2013. There really were an incredible amount of great games made available to us guys. And you know, to be honest, I know that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, those were the two hot headlines or two hot gaming consoles that everyone seemed to be talking about. But to be honest, what made 2013 so special and so amazing, it's so much fun, is this amazing list of games that was made available to us. You know, are there good games made available right now for the Xbox One and PS4? Of course. But in my opinion, I really think 2014 will be the year where we'll kind of be able to get a little more excited for those two consoles. There really are some great games coming to the PS4 and the Xbox One next year. But let's talk about 2013, okay? Now, unfortunately, there were a lot of great games that I did not get the chance to play, like The Last of Us, for instance. Also, GTA 5, I did not get the chance to play. There's other games like that I have not had the chance to play yet, like Ys Memories of Celceta. I'm a big fan of the Ys series. But let's talk about the games that I have played. These are games that I feel were most worthy to be the top 10 for 2013. When you guys get the chance, let me know in the comment section below what your top 5 or top 10 games for 2013 were. There's dozens of great titles, and I've had the chance to play a lot of them. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Now, I just want to let you guys know that the list I'm going over, it's in no particular order, okay? I'm going to get towards the end. You might be freaking out, but all the games, you know, since months ago, have played some of these games, and then I've played some of these games in the list are kind of recent. I don't have any of these games in a particular order, okay? All of them are great in my opinion. All of them are fantastic. But the first one I'm going to go over is actually one of the first big title games, in my opinion, for 2013, especially if you're a JRPG fan, and that is Ni no Kuni for the PS3. This is the PlayStation 3 exclusive. What an incredible RPG. I am a big fan of Level 5. I'm a huge fan of Dark Cloud 2 and Rogue Galaxy. Ni no Kuni, I was really just so pleased with, so impressed with. I was really lucky to be able to pick up the Wizards edition because it was pretty limited, but the game itself is downright gorgeous. I haven't seen visuals for an RPG like this in terms of animation quality since Tales of Vesperia. The music in Ni no Kuni is great. Visuals is one of the best looking RPGs I've seen this generation, and I'm happy to learn this game actually sold quite well. Now the question that I'm curious about is whether it's the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, I'm curious to know what Level 5 will be releasing next for consoles. You know, will they in fact be releasing a Dark Cloud 3 or a follow-up to Ni no Kuni? We'll have to wait and see on that. But anyway guys, right now you can pick up Ni no Kuni for pretty cheap. I've seen it at stores for around 20 bucks, you know, and this is a game that came out this year. If you're into RPGs, quality RPGs, do yourself a favor and check it out. There is a demo available for it, but in all honesty, guys, the demo really isn't that good, and it really doesn't give you that good of an idea of the type of game that Ni no Kuni is. Do yourself a favor, pick it up, and it's definitely something special, something unique that you don't see every day. Okay, so the next game is a game that I had the chance to get sent to me that got released. This is another game that got released earlier this year. I'm a big fan of fighters, and that game that I got to get sent to me for review is Injustice: Gods Among Us. So not too long ago, 2 or 3 years ago, Mortal Kombat got released, and I thought it was just an incredible fighter, amazing fighter. I wasn't sure how this one was going to fare. You know, you've got the DC characters, you got the Joker, you got Batman, you've got Superman, you've got Wonder Woman, you've got Green Lantern. But boy, guys, I was just really impressed. And, you know, part of me kind of prefers Injustice: Gods Among Us to Mortal Kombat. It's, of course, not as violent as Mortal Kombat, but what it does right, it does really right. A very fun and addictive fighter that actually works very well with the arcade sticks that I have. I actually did a video on that, and you know, with the fight sticks, the game really just does an incredible job. It's actually available now for the PlayStation 4. And Injustice Gods Among Us is a game that's available for many different platforms. If you're a fan of fighters, you really should have this in your collection. Definitely check out Injustice Gods Among Us. Okay, next up is a game that had been in development for quite some time, and it actually was supposed to be released in 2012 and was delayed to this year. And I am talking about the gorgeous looking BioShock Infinite. Wow. So I had the chance to get this one for my PC. Earlier this year I had a gaming PC built for it, and I was like, I'm getting a game PC. I want to make sure that it runs BioShock Infinite well, because I had read so many things from the developers and PC gamers talking about how this game really is going to shine on a PC gaming rig. And I was not left disappointed. Just a very fun and engaging campaign with a lot of just sweet innovation that you don't see in a lot of games today. The storytelling was very, very compelling. I loved the different abilities that you got in the game. There, of course, was a whole lot of hype and a whole lot of just positive things to say about this game, and I was a little bit nervous about that. And I kind of don't like that when there's just so much hype, so much praise, because sometimes I'm left disappointed. But overall, I was really pleased with how BioShock Infinite played out, and playing through that campaign, I really enjoyed it. I'm really curious to know, though, if in fact there'll be a release of it for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, because games like Tomb Raider that are released this year are going to be getting a definite version for the consoles that were just released. But guys, do yourself a favor, pick up BioShock Infinite, and actually I believe if you have a PlayStation Plus membership, you'll be able to get BioShock Infinite, I believe, for free on the PlayStation 3. And it actually looks very good on the PlayStation 3. So if you have a PlayStation Plus and you haven't picked up BioShock Infinite and you have a PS3, do yourself a favor and download that game. Just a really engaging, interesting story, and the game is just gorgeous. So speaking of Tomb Raider, I had to include that game in this list, guys. What an unbelievable game. Now, of course, many people were looking down upon this game for quite some time, saying on how it was an Uncharted ripoff, and you have the folks that are fans of Tomb Raider and folks that are fans of Uncharted kind of bickering, arguing back and forth. I love Uncharted, but guys, I really loved playing through Tomb Raider. There's just some incredible, epic moments in this game. Basically kind of showing how Laura first got her start, how she wasn't always a dual-wielding maniac, taking down everything that lived. You have a much kind of, I guess, kind of uncovers the softer side of Laura, how she kind of came to be, who she is. And you want to talk, now I've already talked about that with another game in this list, but you want to talk about a game with a really nice balance and really nice pacing. You're going to definitely find that in Tomb Raider. And like I mentioned, there is going to be a definite version coming, I believe, for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 in the not too distant future. But yeah, you can get it now for different platforms. I had the chance to play it on the PC, and man, what a treat. Definitely check out Tomb Raider, guys. You should be able to pick it up on the cheap right now, it being released the way that it is. And it's definitely worth your time, and I can't wait to see what's next, because the developers really did a great job with this one. Okay, next up is a game. Now, I have to let you guys know that I'm a huge platforming fan, okay? And kind of like the pinnacle for me for, you know, my favorite platforming game of all time is Super Mario Brothers 3. There's some great platforming games out there like Donkey Kong Country, but guys, I have to say, I'm not saying it's better than Super Mario Brothers 3, but if you haven't played Rayman Legends and you're a fan of platforming games, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because Rayman Legends, which came out this year, is one of the best platforming games I've played of all time. The levels are so crazy, so insane, and so different. You're not going to go, oh, I've seen this before. The artistic direction that took place with these different levels, I was just so pleased with. Lots of levels, so many hours to go through in this game. Also, it has offline co-op up to 4 players, which I've had the chance to play up to 3 players with a couple of my family members, and had a blast. Very, very, very fun. Guys, again, Rayman Legends, do yourself a favor, get this game, because it's so much fun. Next up is a game that I had the chance to recently review, and that is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, again, I love platforming games, but another game that several years ago I quickly became in love with genre is the open world sandbox games. And you want to talk about a visual stunner, and that is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Not only is there a very fun and engaging single player campaign, but there's also a very fun multiplayer component added to the game that I actually had a lot of enjoyment with. Sail the seas with your own ship. You're the captain of the Jackdaw, and the blue waters in this game are just so stunning. Check out the different islands that are made available to you. Of course, you have the campaign, but there are just so many different side missions. If you want a game, you're like, man, I don't have a lot of money, but I want a game that will take me a long time to truly explore, truly get into, that'll take me dozens of hours to check out. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is definitely up your alley. You should definitely check it out. It's available for many different platforms, so check your gaming console of choice or your PC. It is available for the PC. Do yourself a favor and check out Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Okay, next up is Skylanders Swap Force. And now this is an interesting one because I had never played any of the Skylanders games. Man, what a great, gosh, there's a lot of elements to it. There's action, there's adventure, there's platforming, there's RPG elements. From the surface, it might look very kiddie, but there's a lot of actually depth to this game. You play through the game with these different characters or action figures that have different abilities to them. And in Swap Force, some of the characters you can actually swap the upper halves with other characters, and you can actually upgrade your abilities, upgrade your powers. There's actually a lot to Skylanders Swap Force. It's not for everyone, but man, I really enjoyed it. And yeah, you can pick it up now for even the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. You can pick it up for the Wii U, the Wii, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. It's definitely worth your time. If you want something fun, something that you can play with the family, definitely check it out. Okay, so next up is Metro Last Light. Now, I know a lot of people out there kind of had mixed feelings about Metro 2033. I had the chance to play Metro 2033. I didn't really, care for it too much. But Metro Last Light is a whole nother story. I actually had the chance to get a review copy a few days before it came out, and I had the chance on my birthday to play through most of the campaign for Metro Last Light. And guys, man, this is a first-person shooter, in my opinion, guys. Some of you might think I'm crazy, but in terms of a quality first-person shooter campaign, Metro Last Light is almost up there in terms of quality storytelling and a quality FPS, almost at the same level, in my opinion, as BioShock Infinite. Some would even say that it's better. But like BioShock Infinite, Metro Last Light does not have any multiplayer to it. That actually might throw off a few people. Some people are like, man, it's all about the multiplayer for me. Well, Metro Last Light has no multiplayer, but it does have a truly epic campaign to enjoy. I was really pleased with the amount of enjoyment I found in this game. A level of engagement and storytelling that I have not found with many titles. When I had the chance to play through this one, I was like, man, this is going to be a no-brainer for me. if, you know, depending on how it pans out for the rest of the year. Metal Last Light, guys, easily is in my top 10 of best games for 2013. You owe it to yourself to check it out. It truly is a special, wonderful first-person shooter that you guys definitely should have in your collection. So next up is a game that actually kind of got mixed reviews and a mixed response from gamers, but it's a game that I really enjoyed and really loved, and that is Crysis 3. Now, I was just so happy with this title. I loved playing through Crysis 2, and in Crysis 3, one of the new additions that you get is the Predator Bow. And you kind of get to go throughout these levels playing them, whether it's guns blazing or more stealth-like. You're kind of like in the tall grass, or you're kind of in an area hiding from your enemy. You're in the shadows. It actually works very, very well in Crysis 3. I also really enjoyed the multiplayer in Crysis 3. It's fast, it's furious, and it is very, very fun. I loved using the different abilities that the nanosuit has, being able to get into stealth, or being able to power up your suit so as that the bullets don't affect you that easily. Check out Crysis 3 when you get the chance. It's available for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the PC. I really enjoyed it, and it's definitely an intense first-person shooter ride that I think you guys would enjoy. So next up is a game that I wasn't too sure I was going to include in my top 10 list, and that is Battlefield 4. I love this game. I did. There were some things I did not like about Battlefield 4. I thought the campaign was below average. I did not like the brain dead AI and the brain dead teammates. You know, the visuals, were they great? Were they gorgeous? Yes. I had the chance to play it on a PC, and I thought it looked amazing. But in terms of actual enjoyment and quality gameplay, I felt like, in storytelling, the campaign definitely was lacking. The multiplayer, there were issues with the multiplayer in terms of getting kicked out of matches, and it seemed, for one reason or another, the patches that kept coming in, it almost seemed, you know, I did the review, I'm like, dude, it's getting worse. What's the deal? They're doing all these patches, trying to fix it. For me, it just seemed like the game was kind of going downhill. But I am including Battlefield 4 in this top 10 list, mainly because with the matches that I was able to play, I know this just sounds really bad, but the matches that I was able to play, I could not deny the amount of sheer enjoyment that I experienced. I had mentioned in the review that I had not experienced this amount of enjoyment with a multiplayer game since Bad Company 2. That's how much I enjoyed the multiplayer for Battlefield 4. I thought they did an amazing job with the multiplayer when it worked right. And if they can just keep working on it, come on, you can do it, you know, DICE and EA. But I really feel that Battlefield 4, when it works right, it's so much fun. And I know that sounds really bad, but in terms of the quality of enjoyment that I experienced from the game, I had a blast. So anyway, guys, on that note, there is my top 10 favorite games, my top 10 games for 2013. And I am so excited for 2014, guys. If you like this list, if you like these types of videos, definitely hit that thumbs up button so I can know to make more. And again, guys, please include your top 5 or top 10 favorite games for 2013. And expect more videos in the not too distant future. I am going to be doing more episodes of super cheap games for the PS3 and Xbox 360. And more reviews, more unboxings, and more talking about gaming news and things that I'm really excited about, because there's a lot to look forward to for the next year. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.